So today, Asheville, North Carolina passes reparations for the black community there. So whatever it is they decide to do in terms of their reparations, still to me makes no sense. Like, why does anybody need reparations? It is freaking hot out here. Why does anybody in today's America need reparations? I know I talked about this in a video before, and apparently some people didn't like it, but I mean, the truth of it is, you weren't a slave. And there's like 100% chance that you don't even know anybody that was a slave. Anywhere. Nobody owes reparations. Everything that's happening right now is being pushed by one group of people. A group of people that don't care about each other. A group of people that don't really even care about their community. They say they do, but they don't, or they wouldn't be tearing it up. So what they do is they go out and they push for free shit. You know, they go out, they say, give us some money, give us some land, give us investments as reparations, whatever it is, but you're going to give us something because we're black. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. How about you give yourself something? How about you get your ass up and you go to work and you make your own reparation? Then you won't need reparations. You don't need the shit anyway. And nobody needs to pay you reparations, and no city council and no government needs to give you anything because you're black. That doesn't matter. That's racist. If you give only black people shit, that's racist. Everything that's being done right now is racist. Statues being torn down because black people want them torn down. They tear them down. They start changing names to everything. Sports teams, syrup bottles. I mean, what? Is that not enough reparation? You're changing America. You're changing everything it does. You're making like 50% of Americans afraid to even say the word black. Hell, they probably wear a black t-shirt because they're afraid they're going to get beat up because they wore a black t-shirt because it's racist. Get out of here with that shit. What you're doing and the agenda being pushed is racist. And your racist movement and your racist demands is only going to make more racism. Where do you think these reparations are going to come from? First off, when they start these reparations, it ain't only going to come, it's going to be a taxed thing. It will be taxes for other people to pay for. And do you really think that the government's going to take the time out to make sure that they're not taxing the black people, that they're only taxing everybody else to pay the reparations? Do you not really think you're going to be paying your own reparations? It's going to come out of everybody's everything. Oh, except for you guys that don't work and you just sit around and waiting on reparations. The only people that are slaves anymore, and that is you. You make yourself a slave. When you make yourself a slave to the mentality that is being pushed around right now. You make yourself a slave to the ideas that somebody owes you something. Then in turn you turn around and you make yourself a slave into your own mind. You convince yourself of all this bad shit and that everything happens because you're black. I just don't understand how this makes any sense. We're changing everything. Like I said, everything in America is getting turned around, getting changed, names getting changed. People won't say things. People won't act certain ways. People won't stand up for themselves. People won't stand up for anything that's right now because they're scared of the repercussion or that somebody might do something to them. Well, I'm gonna tell you just like this. Reparations is bullshit. Simple as that. Taking down monuments, bullshit. Being able to say and do anything you want without recourse because of a man that got killed a couple months ago. Let me tell you how oppressed anybody in this country is. If I went out right now and I go downtown and I start bashing out windows and I start burning shit and I say, oh, well, it's because I know a guy that got killed by cops. Do you know what they're going to do? They're going to take me to jail. And that's it. Okay? But all these people looting and burning and protesting and tearing up, beating up, and killing and all that good shit, they're not going to jail. Yeah, they're picking up a few of them here and there, but you're real oppressed because you can go out here and do all this shit. They got your face all over the camera and they just let you go because you're black right now. This ain't about white and black, even though it is, it's not. This is about being able to do and say whatever you want. Everybody is kissing ass right now, so we can start telling them we're going to demand this and demand that, and they're just going to do it. Don't work that way everywhere. It's funny because every time I go out in town where I live, I look around and I continue to think, like, how come that only happens in the big cities? You don't see these little country ass towns out here with people burning, looting, and fighting and crying because they're black. I got black people where I live. Got white people, black people, Asian people, Hispanic people. Got everybody here. Ain't nobody in my town crying about anything. We had one little group of protesters show up a couple months ago, probably 20 people from out of state, not even from here. They parked at one of our grocery stores and walked up to the city hall, peaceful. They said what they needed to say. They did a little talk thing, a little speech, and they left. This is ridiculous. We're way past reparations. You know, anytime I ever look at, if I go out in town and I look at somebody and they're black, I never think about a slave. I don't. And I'm not going to. I don't think about it in a negative way. I don't think about it in a positive way. I just don't think about it because it's not a thing. That's why I don't think about it. We're way past all that bullshit now. And if you think that these politicians that are giving you these things and giving you leeway and letting shit happen, you think they care about you and your community? They don't care about you. All they care about is hoping that they can secure a vote from you because they threw some money at you. Or because they threw a piece of land at you. I don't know where this is all going to go from here. But what I can tell you is that if you are one of these people that cry about reparations, then you aren't doing anything but trying to get something for free. That's it. You don't care. You don't really give a shit. It's a reason to say, give me. You owe me something. Just like I said before. You don't care about that. You don't give a shit about slavery. It's not here. You don't care anymore. I bet when you sit around at home, I bet you ain't sitting around talking about slavery and how bad it was for my ancestors. I bet that ain't the conversation at home. It's just when you get out here in the public and then you can start making demands because slavery. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna try to cut this one off here. But my point I'm trying to make is everything that's happening in our country right now is racist towards everybody except for black people. And that's it. I'm not trying to say that in a hateful way. I'm not trying to say that in a hateful, derogatory manner, but it is. You're tearing down all the statues from in our history. Things that don't even have to do with the Civil War. You're tearing down all kinds of statues that are not even involved with slavery. You know, see what I'm saying? It don't even make sense. We're past that. Your point, Black Lives Matter's point, is bullshit. Black Lives Matter's cause is bullshit. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna try to cut it off here. All I'm trying to say is everything being pushed in this country right now is towards the black community. It's Black Lives Matter. It's reparations. It's monuments and statues. It's flags. It's kneeling at the sporting events. That's it. I mean, everything. Looting, burning. Nothing matters to anybody at this point. And unfortunately, what they don't realize is doing everything they're doing is racist. Maybe they do realize it, and they just don't care. That's probably a lot of it. But at the same time, the majority of this is grabbing for something free. That's it. Just like the stupid ass AOC comment. Talking about the looters stealing bread. The people ain't stealing bread. Not when you breaking in banks. You ain't stealing bread. Well, I guess you be stealing bread, but you ain't stealing bread. But you ain't, when you break into the Gucci store, when you go into the Nike store and run out with 14 boxes of shoes, there ain't no bread in that. You ain't feeding your family. That's reparations. Get out of here with that shit, man. Anyway, it's not far, guys, that if the government is not going to stand up and they're just going to let this shit happen, it's getting time to start standing up. It's getting time to do something about it, because the government's not going to do it. The police can't do it because they were all defunded. Let me rephrase that. They're all defunded in the cities where the people want to do the shit. They're not defunded where I live. You know why? Because we respect our law enforcement. Because as long as you do what you're asked here, you're probably not going to even be touched. So they want to defund the police so they can get their reparations in other cities in their own way. They've already got their reparations. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later.